my songs that started out as acoustic songs could grow into something so different, so edgy. I really think and I really believe that magic could be made from that collaboration. Hi, I'm Reese. This is Studio Sessions, and I'm going to show you how I wrote and conceptualized my song, What Is This Feeling?
Do you recognize this?
For my usual process in the studio, it starts with pre production, which is like meeting up with the people who are going to play, the instrumentalists, the people who are going to play for the track. But this track, What Is This Feeling? It started very differently. It was actually my dad's death anniversary during that day. And it was a rainy day. There was nothing to do. And then I thought that I wanted to write something. I wanted to be productive and I wanted to write a song. So I went down here to the studio, got out my MIDI keyboard, and the opening riff started coming very, very quickly. Usually I would noodle around before I actually settle into a melody that I like. But right when I sat down, somehow it came out like dun, 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 dun. The words just started flowing. I think it was really an inspired moment for me, like an inspired songwriting moment. For this song, we used an electric guitar, drums, bass, keys, and like all my vocal harmonies. For software, I use Logic Pro to do my demo vocals and all my vocal harmonies and vocal stems. So after we recorded everything, once we were happy with the instruments and the vocals, I actually did like a change to the song. And the thing about this track is we worked on this at 115 BPM based on the first demo that I did, but I found that too slow, and eventually I sped it up. And so you can hear that it's quite slow. It's not the version that you know.
It's running out of every elbow.
So there's that feeling of kind of getting dragged into it, and I didn't like that. So the bass gets a little bit crazy in the original version of the track. So I muted a lot of those parts.
It's running in magic. It's running out of every old of my flesh.
So this was my idea of how the pause should sound like. There's a vocal sustain and it's just gonna be isolated. The instruments will go quiet and then everything after that sustain will enter again like this. So I imagine it to be kind of like an explosion in that sense. And if I didn't do that, it would have sounded something like this.
It's running in magic. It's running out of every old of my flesh.
So those were just a few edits that we made for What Is This Feeling. But if there's any tip that I could really share with other musicians out there, it's number one, the importance of pre-production. It's nice to kind of come into the studio and know exactly what you're gonna do. You already have the synergy with your band. So pre-production is key. Another tip is to always seek out help. I really feel like my songs have been shaped by the hands of other people. And it's nice to ask for other people's opinions, people who have entirely different artistic inspirations as I do. Collaborating with other musicians, especially ones with like a different perspective, is really like key, is really helpful, and it can really open up many possibilities for your sound, especially if you're a songwriter. A previous project that I did, it's an EP called Playing Pretend in the Interim. It's a very conceptual EP where I kind of played characters when I was writing the music there. And I felt like that project needed a different hand. So I reached out to a friend who's also a producer. Everything just sort of organically grew. I didn't know that my songs that started out as acoustic songs could grow into something so different, so edgy, something with so much personality and character. So if you are stuck with your own like work or your sound, it's nice to really talk to somebody who's coming from a different background, and I really think and I really believe that magic could be made from that collaboration.